on my Rick and Morty. Pickle Rick is gonna make me feel empowered and maybe do some parkour in the procedure room. Let's do this.
Well, here's Janice. This is the morning of her procedure. It is 5:30 in the morning. Yeah, I went to sleep at like 2. So yeah, I didn't get very much sleep, but Janice is here. Janice. Janice. Come on. Like she's just like 5 more minutes, right, babe?
Mm-hmm.
Come on. Come on, babe. It's time to wake up. Obviously, due to her narcolepsy and stuff like this, it's very difficult for her to wake up early in the morning like this. So this is actually going to hit her pretty hard today. And let's get the day started.
So I'm awake. Semi, not really. I haven't had any food. Haven't had any water. Those are my final words for this vlog. Don't think that was my final words in general. People would probably take that to heart. Paul would take that to heart. He would be like, don't say that. I'd be like, this isn't a novela. Like, please, don't be like that. I did my eyebrows for this doctor, or for this procedure, so I'm not gonna go in there all ugly, please. I'm thirsty. I'm just like, I wonder when I'm laying down, why is your heart rate high? If they ask me that, I'm gonna be like, no one knows what my conditions are in this place, and I'm going to flip a table on some people, and I will be saying my emotions. I'll be brutally honest, because Paul won't be with me, so he can't hold me back. So I'll be telling them, you suck, you suck, you suck at putting a needle in me, you suck at knowing what's wrong with me, you suck, you anesthesiologist, you suck. I'm very vocal about that kind of stuff, sadly, so see how this goes. Let's do this. We are on our way to get the colonoscopy and endoscopy. I forgot what I was getting for a second. I'm not enjoying anything so far. I'm tired. Narcolepsy. What else is new? Let's check the heart rate. Heart rate's doing pretty good, so just tired, guys. But let's be honest, who wouldn't be tired at 6:13 in the morning? Are you tired, Paul?
Nope.
Okay, so it's just the narcolepsy affecting me, so.
Oh, I will be tired though, trust me.
Okay, so our game plan is after the procedure, let's see how the anesthesia hits me. Jackie said when she had this procedure, the narcolepsy affected her so badly that she was knocked out the whole entire day.
Probably.
But I'm gonna try not to be knocked out after the procedure. I'm gonna fit one good meal in, then be knocked out the whole entire day. But with chronic illness, you can't determine what you can and cannot do. But I'm gonna be a zombie, like. So that's my game plan. My favorite place to eat out is what's my favorite? I was gonna say Weight Watchers, but what's my favorite place to go? That breakfast place? First Watch. Oh, they're Belgian waffles. And you know who showed me that place? Was Jed and Jackie. And I remember when they took me there, I was like, why aren't we eating at IHOP? And they're like, trust us, this place is better. That place is so delicious. They're Belgian waffles to die for. So probably when I'm knocking out on the table, I'm gonna be like, if not, we'll probably just get Mickey D's and I'll just be eating some pancakes with some.
Or not Panera, souffle.
actually not in the mood for that for once. I'm actually really not hungry right now.
Yeah, because you're too early. You don't know what's going on. You're groggy.
Oh, what are you trying to say? I'm moody?
Yep. Moody, fruity.
I'm really tired right now. I'm excited. I'm not. Why am I here? And I have Phantom of the Opera behind me doing her thing. I don't know why. Let's get this done. I'm tired. I may have a BF reference to Mean Girls. Let's do this. I'm dragging my feet. I'm sorry guys, I have no energy to pick them up. Don't be annoyed. So we're in the back. Paul has helped me explain everything because I'm just too tired for this right now. Hey guys, what is up? Go ahead, Paul. State how you feel.
Well, we didn't have Janice do anything because before the procedure, as most procedures happen, the anesthesiologist comes and talks to you, and they usually don't let anybody else besides the patient go in the back in this office, and I requested to go to the back. They're like, okay, not a big deal, and to speak to the anesthesiologist and let him know our concerns and everything, because Janice is a special case, has a lot of issues, so on and so forth. And the anesthesiologist, when we told him, he was like, well,
it wasn't the anesthesiologist first, it was the nurse that made me nervous. They seem like, we talked to the son's like right there next to you. First we talked to the nurse, and of course we had the doctor's appointment first, stating all of my medical issues, which is like 6 or so, and she didn't seem aware of any of them, which I was like, seriously? And then I just told her about my narcolepsy, and I was just like, well, these are kind of procedures that we've had in the past, and you can't wake me up. I don't react very well to anesthesia, so this and that. And she was just like, oh, no, this will not fly. We need you in and out instantly. So I was just like, well, if you wake me up from anesthesia, I will shake violently, and I will have REM intrusions, and I'm sorry, don't know how to act with REM intrusions, such as before. With one of my REM intrusions in the hospital, I was kind of screaming, saying how I was being choked. The nurse is freaking out, thinking, I was accusing them of choking me. So imagine, lawsuit right there. And because of how I was acting, sleeping badly, horribly, shaking, they're gonna admit me in the hospital. So she was just saying, oh yeah, you're gonna be leaving instantly. No, not having this. But I did not like her response. Go ahead, Paul.
Well, after that, the anesthesiologist came, and we were just voicing our concerns because Janice has had bad effects to the anesthesia before. So we were just letting her know, like, listen, these are her conditions. This is what happens when she reacts to the anesthesia that they use 90% of the time. And he's like, okay, well, that's usually what happens with general anesthesia, not with this sedation anesthesia. And it's the exact opposite for her. Janice, under general anesthesia, actually didn't react badly at all, but under the twilight anesthesia, she reacted horribly. She started shaking, and all of the REM intrusions and stuff like that. And when we told him that, he's like, well, I don't know what to tell you. I can't do anything about it. And we're like, but you're an anesthesiologist, you're a doctor of this, you should be able to understand this and try to help. And the other anesthesiologist that we've spoken to, he's like, okay, I understand. What happens is that usually happens with drug A. And he's like, that's the one that we use most of the time. For you, we're going to try a different one that's drug B. And it worked out great for her, and he checked up on her, and he's like, she's fine, she responded perfectly to it. But this one, he was just being difficult. And then towards the end, when we kept voicing our concerns, he's like, well, I don't know what you want me to do.
And then the issue that I had, even with the doctor and the anesthesiologist and the nurses, I was just telling them, I'm not a simple case. I have multiple chronic illness in the mix here, because the anesthesiologist just kept telling me, I've worked with patients who have heart issues, who've had, insomnia, who've had this, who have this and that. And I was just like, but have you worked with patients who have all
this in one?
Yes. I was just like, because I have POTS, I have this, I have that, I have this. And he's just like, you just, I know what I'm doing, just never know. I was like, I need to know I'm in safe hands. So we were just advocating for my safety. And I guess he didn't like that. And he's like, do you have a heart? And then he asked, he's like, do you have a heart issue? I was like, it's in my records. I have POTS, if you didn't notice. So I was just like, you know what? I don't feel very comfortable. And I told him, I became blunt. Paul was just like, Janice, I was like, I have no confidence in you. I said it very bluntly. I have no confidence in you and what you're doing right now. So I pulled a hashtag Sassy Jackie.
Mm-hmm.
And Paul was like, Janice, you don't say that. And I was like, I don't care. I don't have confidence in this man right now. So he's like, okay, that's fine. Let me go talk to the doctor and let's see what we do. Went to go talk to the doctor, came back. He's like, oh, right, well, the doctor says, you don't need to do this procedure.
No, he said, we don't feel comfortable doing it.
Paul and his son.
Sorry, he's like, we don't feel comfortable doing it. You're just going to have to go to the hospital and do it. Find a doctor and figure it out.
I guess we're gonna...
Those were his exact words.
Yeah. Which is fine. Because I didn't feel comfortable with the doctor, because when I met with him, I felt like he didn't consider my multiple chronic illnesses. I definitely didn't feel comfortable with the nurse. She just was just like, oh, we're gonna skip your narcolepsy, please. We need you out within 30 minutes. I'm like, I'm sorry, but that's not happening. You need to let me kind of sleep this off. Like, I can't.
So Janice didn't feel comfortable with the doctor, the actual GI, and the nurse, and then me was the anesthesiologist. The combination of the three just didn't work out.
So I did the prep for no good reason, but
you're cleaned out now.
Yeah, but the main thing is you need to feel comfortable in your doctors and in your procedures. You need to feel comfortable, and you need to advocate. If you don't feel comfortable, you need to advocate, and you need someone to advocate for you, because this is so early in the morning. I was muttering, and my hearing issues were coming in, and I was like, what are half of these people saying? So he was there for me, and he was pretty much like my interpreter for half of this stuff. And I just kept telling him I'm not confident in these people and what they're doing. They're not listening to me. They don't seem to care about my other illnesses. This is not acceptable whatsoever. So this doctor, don't get me wrong, is great for maybe, somebody with a simple illness. No offense, babe. Maybe Crohn's disease. Don't know. Hopefully no one takes offense to that. For GI.
I do.
GI, maybe something as simple, but maybe for something else, for like a heart, for me and Jackie and other people, such other illnesses like EDS and POTS and IST and narcolepsy and insomnia and all these other illnesses all in one. No, I don't think he had no compassion, the anesthesiologist or the doctor. It's like, you have to get out within a half an hour. You can't do the sun, dang it. You have to get out within half an hour. In a half an hour, I don't know if I could stop shaking within a half an hour. I'm sorry. And then I'm gonna have
you won't even wake up in half an hour.
Probably, exactly. And then they're gonna be like they're gonna be like trying to wake me up, and I'm gonna have REM intrusions, and I'm gonna be screaming and saying stuff and seeing my delusions in front of my face, or my dreams in front of my face. And then start the shaking.
The last time you had anesthesia, you literally slept for 6 hours without waking up, and that they had you were the only person in the recovery room with a nurse right next to you, and the doctor was literally waiting for you to wake up so he could sign off on you being moved to a normal room without anyone there, because he didn't feel comfortable until you woke up and you were able to respond on your own.
And that nurse was very nice. I remember that conversation, and I was like, I was so choked. I was like, you're so sweet. Where am I? So hopped up. But now it's time to go find another GI. Sorry guys, this was another adventure, another vlog, an incomplete vlog, and I know you guys really wanted to see how I would do this, but it was another vlog to advocate for yourself, and we did so. And I'm very sad that we found a doctor that really just was kind of inconsiderate of me and my illnesses, and was somewhat rude. The anesthesiologist, and I guess I always try to put my shoes, or put my feet in other people's shoes. That's how my mom tried to raise me, and I guess he just felt how rude of these children. Just look at us, these children thinking that I cannot do my job. So
well, the problem is clearly on her chart it says that she has POTS and low blood pressure and high heart rate, obviously, and he goes, so do you have any heart conditions? Dude, did you not just read the chart that says what everything she has? So those things just kind of set you off, saying that they're just pumping people out like a factory. They really don't care to really look into every single case as delicately as they should, especially with somebody like Janice. But that's why we just didn't feel comfortable and didn't do it.
So now our next mission is, I do have a primary who does, I always have special doctors, a primary who does deal with special cases such as mine, and she always wants to know, sad to say, what have you recently been diagnosed, what can we do for you, what referrals can we do for you. She's great.
And she knows, she has colleagues, and she knows doctors that are good for certain things like her, with like the narcolepsy and stuff like that. She recommended us.
Well-rounded.
Exactly. She immediately recommended us a doctor, and it happened to be the same doctor that Jackie goes to.
Yeah.
Which is the original one who diagnosed her and got her on a treatment plan to get her out of seizures and out of narcolepsy.
So now we are going to go back to my primary and ask her, can you help us find a well-rounded GI doctor? Because this GI doctor, we just decided to go real quickly, and it was just a family-known GI.
Some of my family members are patients of his, so that's why they recommended him.
And I instantly knew it wasn't going to work out, because sad to say, I have so many illnesses, and I was just like, this is going to work out, because so many illnesses equals a normal person doctor, and it's not working out. It's not going to work out. I need a unique doctor. There you go. Has to be unique. So this was a fail, but failure is equal to something eventful and helpful and teaches you lessons. So off to the next, shall we? Hopefully you guys like this, and hopefully you guys learned a lesson with us. So never give up, advocate, find somebody who helps you advocate when you're just not all there, and
support you, because honestly I had to answer most of the questions for her.
Yeah. And he didn't let Paul answer.
Oh yeah, he came up with the excuse. He's like, oh, because of HIPAA, I can't talk to you. And I was like, I understand you can't release information to me, but I can tell you, hey, she has POTS, so she has low blood pressure and high heart rate. That doesn't affect HIPAA at all, me telling you that.
And I told the guy, I was like, my narcolepsy is affecting me, so he could speak for me. I'm just too tired to really talk right now or to acknowledge your presence.
Especially when while the nurse is talking to her, she was falling asleep.
Yeah. I'm falling asleep just holding this camera up right now and educating you guys. So off to get McDonald's. I hope this video was so helpful for you guys. How does that sound? I hope this helped you guys advocate. If you don't feel comfortable in your doctor, sadly, there's no issue. If you're we're literally, I have a small little clip, we're literally in the back, ready for me to get on top of the bed, get an IV in me, and I stopped it because I had no confidence. So there's no problem to say no, stop. There's no issue in that. So Paul's anger.
You're coming into my lane and you get pissed off at me. Seriously?
There's never an issue to just say stop and no, like Paul just did. But anyway.
It's because people are trying to follow the fire truck to avoid traffic. That's the issue.
Bye guys. Hopefully you learned something today. We always do. I did my eyebrows for the doctor for nothing. But they're always on fleek for you guys. Anyway, bye guys. Say bye, Paul. Let's see the mummy.